Good morning and good afternoon, everyone, from rainy London. So, VusionGroup, um, I suppose the premise of our company is very simple. It's creating technologies for positive commerce. Hopefully you can see me slide. Has that changed slide, Jeremy? To slide 2?
Yeah, keep going, Roy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the group, everyone, many of you might know SASE Magotag. So we rebranded at the start of the year because essentially what we've done over the last 5 years is assemble everything from IoT to data analysis to computer vision. And the company itself, one of the fastest growing technology businesses in Europe, we currently have 360 million IoT devices sitting out in retail in about 35,000 stores. That's going to double in the next 2 years. So it's taken us 30 years to get to there. We're going to double that in the next 2 years. That just shows you the impact and the speed of IoT and what's happening in a physical store. So really what we're starting to see is, and really our vision for the physical store is everything connected to everything else. So from the tote right through to the shelf. And the reality here is once you go into a physical store, everything goes dark for a lot of respects. So our view is we will give retailers, and our vision is to give retailers the ability to see what's in their stores and how it performs. So the premise here is the sum is greater than the parts. And I'm going to give you a very specific example of that. And that's what Jeremy spoke about. So we can deliver technology at scale. We can, we have scale. We're in 62 countries, but the reality, I'm just going to talk about really just one store. And some of you might have heard of this store in London called Captana's in Belsize Park. And the reality here is, we've put IoT, so pricing technology, computer vision, in-store retail media, so on and so forth. So what we've done is we've delivered in this store operational efficiencies, saving in terms of time on pricing, improvements in shrinkage and waste. But one of the things we're most proud of is we've launched a concept called the self-learning bakery in the store. And essentially what the self-learning bakery is, we have a data analytics platform called Memory, and that creates in-store bake plans. And over that, the store currently has about 100 cameras in the store. Some of them are mounted at the shelf and some of them at the over fresh produce. The store is running at 98% on-shelf availability. So it's already brilliant in terms of on-shelf availability now. But what we're running is we've created this self-learning bakery. So we've matched basically the cameras are looking at the baking. It's producing a bake plan every day. It's creating an in-store promotion. So we're discounting in the evening at 6 p.m. to 30%. It's updating POS in real time. And basically we're moving the needle in terms of how much to bake, when to bake, when the bins are full or when the bakery is full. And because we have a link to POS, we update this in real time. The reason we've done this is we always feel that retailers don't go far enough or their systems are not joined up. And the premise of this is to show if you join up the systems and if you join up your ERP, which are your POS, which are shelf pricing, which are analytics, and your computer vision, the impact. So the impact is we've ran this now since for the last, we started at the start of the year, we've had a 30% reduction in the pricing at 6 p.m. As I said, only on 16 SKUs, remember. We've had an increase of £47 per week in terms of cash margin, reduction of 50% in terms of waste. That gives 2.5 grand, basically 2,400 in terms of cash increase on these 16 SKUs. And in terms of end-to-end, in terms of technology, a 2-month payback. We're just showing in terms of how the implementation of connecting basically end-to-end IoT with data computer vision can actually give an impact. And many of you have bakeries in your store, you have delis, you have lots of different aspects. You scale this to 500 stores, 1,000 stores, and this is a small store. It's not, it's not the size of a lot of your stores. But it does show the functional execution of data and IoT in the physical store and what the impact can be. And the impact is not just on profit, but it's also automated. It's on the task and the learning, and also and ultimately waste, which is and that's really back to our original vision, is creating technologies for positive commerces and the impact in the store. Don't forget, the prerequisite of that then is you have fresher produce in store. You have products in store when the customer is in the store. The customer helps you actually to manage your waste and manage your the technology learns. So looking at how do you push the boat in terms of increasing the availability, or increasing the production, or decreasing in some respects. So the reality here is this isn't just a one-off, because obviously we can provide scale. Everything is wireless technology, so it is all cloud-based, and it is ultimately our view of where we're going as a company, and how we want to encourage retailers to do more with the tools that they have, or the tools that they're currently going to invest in. So that's really it. I just wanted to thank you all, and any questions?
Let's get you some questions. Mark Cassidy was with Mark Cassidy, a great friend of ECR, has been around ECR for a long period of time. Mark has been. He's with ASDA. He was one of our judges, and we really appreciate some comments and some thoughts from you, Mark, in terms of this particular innovation.
Thank you, Colin. Very kind words. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you can hear me. Yeah, look, a fantastic presentation. And this is technology which a number of retailers are already implementing, or very, very keen to implement. I know we ourselves at ASDA here in the UK are looking at various different solutions here. I've got some quite simple questions, actually. I've got two quite simple questions. One was around the gap scan. You mentioned saving a gap scan of 8 hours. I wondered how you'd got to that 8 hours saving that you put on the screen there, first of all. And secondly, I was just interested in the battery life of the cameras. That's been a problem for a number of providers of this solution in the past. So I was hoping you could answer those two for me.
Okay, so typically in terms of, I can go into this very quickly. So in terms of a gap scan, the reality here is you as a retailer may only do one gap scan a day. But the reality also is that you're doing it at the wrong time of the day. It's probably at the start of the day. So retailers want to do more gap scans, but they don't have the capacity to do it. So you have the ability to actually do multiple gap scans during the day. The second thing with batteries. So one thing I want to encourage retailers is, if you want to replace paper with electronic paper, I don't think you're going far enough, and it's probably not something that the VusionGroup is. It's not the future of our group to just encourage retailers just to replace paper with electronic paper. We're heavily investing in IoT technology. One of those things is even energy harvesting. So the idea of where we provide, and we launched a product with Walmart called EdgeSense, and so we're deploying now 3,500 stores of basically we've removed the battery from the display, but it also has its own power source. So we feel, and our view of the future is actually creating a digital shelf edge system as opposed to an electronic shelf edge label that will deliver you the ability to do more rather than just change a price. So we've solved this problem, and we've solved it at scale. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you for your responses there. Much appreciated.